we're waiting until 5 o'clock. Yeah. Okay, board members, we all set? Good evening or good afternoon, everyone. I would like to convene a meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education to order for Tuesday, December 20th, 2022. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Burkett,
Present.
Fiorentino,
Present.
Lamarca, present. Scarpino,
Present.
Stevens,
Present.
Thomas, Zettler.
Present.
You have 7 board members present.
Thank you. Would you all please rise for the pledge to the flag?
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There is one addition to the agenda. We will be adding a closed session after public participation with no action to follow. With that addition, may I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Thomas, Lamarca, aye. Scarpino,
Aye.
Zettler.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Item 4.1, appointment of District 300 Superintendent beginning in the 2024-2025 school year and approval of multi-year administrative employment contract. Do I have a motion to approve the previously negotiated employment contract for Dr. Martina Smith, appointing Dr. Smith as the new District 300 Superintendent beginning in the 2024-2025 school year?
So moved.
Second.
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
There were at least 6 motions.
Okay.
Any discussion? Ms. Zettler.
I want to start. I am over the moon. I am so happy that we have been able to convince Martina to stay and work with us here and someday be the superintendent not too long from now. She is an amazing woman. She is qualified times 10, and she's passionate times 100, and I'm the happiest I've been in a really, really long time. So welcome, and thank you for saying yes.
I would just like to say that I have not known Martina all that long, but I'm so old. This is the 4th superintendent that I've helped participate in selecting, and I could not be happier. We are very, very happy you're here. You're an educator, which is what we really want, and I wish you nothing but the best, even though I won't have the opportunity to work with you. So thank you for being here, and thank you for accepting the job.
Any other board member? Go ahead.
I just would like to say congratulations. I share the feelings of my fellow board members in being so excited that you're our next superintendent. I know that you have the passion and the focus on academics that we really need at this time. You're the right person at this critical time for our district, and thank you for taking the job.
Any other board member?
I just want to say congratulations, and I'm like Nancy, I'm just blown away with happiness. It's amazing.
I was looking at our last 4 superintendents, and they're all outstanding leaders. You know, Dr. Arndt, Dr. Breggy, Mr. Hyde, and Dr. Harkin. And you'll be the successor to those 4, at least in my tenure and your tenure, Joe. It's one of the most important positions in our community, superintendent of schools. And through a very rigorous process, you've done an outstanding job interviewing with all the groups, including the board, multiple times. I think that you're the right person for this time, and I too would like to welcome you and sincerely wish you well. I ask the students, staff, and our entire community to get behind this new leader. I think that's critical. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and I say us because the board takes what we've heard seriously, and we are as passionate now as we ever have been. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, and you are the person that's going to lead us to do it. So welcome, congratulations.
I will say congratulations. I don't know you that well, but I was very impressed with the interview that you gave, the information you presented, and I also believe that the school district is it's going to be in good hands. And we're here to support you in every way that we can, and we're looking forward to having many more years together.
I would like to provide the community with an update regarding the search for our District 300's next superintendent. I know.
Do we not have to vote first?
No, this is discussion.
Oh, discussion, I'm sorry.
This is discussion.
You're going to miss my interruptions.
Bear with me, please. For reference, this will be the board's 6th update regarding the superintendent's search. A video and a transcript of this update will be posted to the District 300 website tomorrow morning, and it can be accessed by visiting d300.org/superintendent search. Tonight's update is intended to communicate 2 items to all stakeholders. First, to provide a final, brief recap of the superintendent search process, and second, to announce the candidate. On October 11th, 2022, Superintendent Susan Harkin announced her retirement at the end of her contract, which expires on June 30th, 2024. After this announcement, the board enacted a 4-phase superintendent search process. During phase 1 of the search process, the needs assessment and strategy development phase, the board identified our first task was to determine who within a district was qualified, certified, and interested in the superintendent position. Then we engaged our Parent Advisory Council, a group that includes parent representatives from each District 300 school, to develop interview questions and to identify the traits, qualities, and capabilities that would be essential for the next superintendent to succeed. The information provided by the Parent Advisory Council was absolutely critical as it guided the board's strategy and decision-making throughout the search process. The council was especially vital when establishing the following 2 non-negotiables the next superintendent would need to address. First, the ideal candidate must possess the skills, characteristics, and qualities deemed necessary by the Parent Advisory Council and the Board of Education. And second, they must be an ideal fit for the organization. During phase 2, the candidate screening phase, the board conducted first-round interviews with 5 internal candidates. Each candidate interviewed in front of 2 panels. The first panel included board members. The second panel comprised district administrators and union leaders. During the second panel interview, candidates responded to questions provided by the Parent Advisory Council. Of the 5 candidates who interviewed, 2 performed exceptionally well, and both of these candidates were invited to second-round interviews. During the second-round interviews, each candidate delivered a formal presentation to explain how they would address 2 critical items. First, how would they ensure students met or exceeded reading and math scores on the Illinois Assessment of Readiness? And second, how would they ensure all District 300 schools receive either an exemplary or a commendable designation on future Illinois report cards? Both candidates also produced a detailed entry plan for their first 100 days as superintendent, along with their proposed organizational charts. During phase 3, the evaluation phase, the board focused on determining whether either internal candidate met or exceeded the criteria required to be named District 300's next superintendent. Arriving at this determination required all board members to conduct a careful analysis of all the information provided through each preceding phase of the search process. Only after all board members arrived at a strong understanding for both candidates were we able to proceed to the next step in the evaluation phase, the determination of whether either candidate could address both of the aforementioned non-negotiables. After a comprehensive evaluation of both candidates, the board determined that one candidate successfully addressed both non-negotiables and in many cases exceeded the rigorous criteria, specifications, and leadership characteristics deemed necessary for District 300's next superintendent. Consequently, the board transitioned out of the evaluation phase and into the fourth phase of the superintendent search process. During phase 4, the hiring phase, the board conducted contract negotiations with our identified candidate. During the December 13th board meeting, the board announced we were continuing negotiations, and we communicated that if these negotiations were completed well in advance of our next regularly scheduled board meeting, which is January 10th, then the board would call a special meeting to officially conclude the hiring phase and announce the candidate. Last week, the board completed negotiations with our identified candidate, and as the completed negotiations occurred well in advance of January 10th, the board announced a special meeting for Tuesday, December 20th. The board has called a special meeting this evening to inform everyone that our hiring phase is now completed. As each phase of the superintendent search process has been completed and negotiations have been finalized, we can now announce that Dr. Martina Smith is our next superintendent. Dr. Smith currently is the Assistant Superintendent of Title I schools. If the board votes to approve Dr. Smith's contract tonight, she would officially become the superintendent on July 1st, 2024, succeeding Dr. Susan Harkin, who will retire at the conclusion of her 3-year contract on June 30th, 2024. Throughout each phase of the search process, Dr. Smith proved she can successfully address the board's non-negotiables, as she consistently exhibited the skills, characteristics, and qualities required to lead the district, and her work history demonstrates she is an ideal fit for our organization. Additionally, Dr. Smith displayed her ability to promote positive academic outcomes, ensure the safety of all students and staff, build relationships with our community, make prudent financial decisions for our taxpayers, and much more. During her 17-year career in education, where she has served as both a teacher and an administrator, Dr. Smith has established herself as a transformational leader who is fully committed to student achievement, staff development, and organizational success. Dr. Smith has spent 6 years in District 300 as the Assistant Superintendent of Title I schools, a position she has held since July 2021. Dr. Smith leads 6 Title I elementary schools and 1 Title I middle school. In this role, Dr. Smith leads the growth and development of 7 school principals by creating, monitoring, and executing coaching plans. She works collaboratively with the district's Director of Talent and Employee Relations to screen applications, design interview questions, and hire new building personnel. Dr. Smith serves as a member of the district's strategic plan leadership team, where she has developed some of the plan's foundational academic elements and has enhanced her knowledge of the district's non-academic operations and processes. And Dr. Smith has established strong relationships with staff, students, parents, and community members through a foundation of trust and respect. She serves as a member on all of the district's parent advisory committees and has developed a strong relationship with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dundee Township, a connection dating back to her time as a building principal. Prior to becoming the Assistant Superintendent of Title I schools, Dr. Smith served as Carpentersville Middle School principal for 2 years, where she was responsible for the creation and improvement of instructional programs, staff development, budget management, student discipline, and athletic programs. As principal, she held quarterly grade-level data analysis meetings to examine state and district-level assessments to improve instruction and monitor student progress. Dr. Smith also managed building-based professional development sessions, trained 2 assistant principals and 2 deans, and evaluated teachers. From 2016 to 2019, Dr. Smith served as Meadowdale Elementary School principal. While at Meadowdale, Dr. Smith planned and budgeted resources to support school improvement outcomes, restructured targeted after-school enrichment programming, and managed building-based professional development sessions. She also implemented a kindergarten through grade 4 dual language program and updated the school's crisis and safety plan. Dr. Smith holds a doctorate in educational leadership with a superintendent endorsement from National Louis University, one of my alma maters, a Master of Education degree in Interdisciplinary Studies in Curriculum and Instruction from National Louis University, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Elementary Education from Rockford College. If the board approves Dr. Smith's contract, we will officially complete our superintendent search and process, and Dr. Smith would begin working diligently with Superintendent Harkin to develop a transition plan. The Board of Education would like to thank all of those who have contributed to the superintendent search process, including all members of the Parent Advisory Council, for the feedback and information they provided. With that, we have a motion and a second. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zettler,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Scarpino,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Thomas, and Lamarca. Aye. Motion passes 7-0.
If you know me well, you know that I don't usually have to look at what I need to say. But tonight I'm going to tap into looking at my notes. Good evening, Superintendent Harkin, board members, staff, District 300 community, and students. This is the honor of a lifetime. To be selected as the next superintendent for District 300. And it's incredibly humbling. This district has a long, rich legacy of high-quality education. But like any organization, we can be better. Great organizations are always in the process of continuous improvement and exhibit a culture where reaching for excellence is expected. We will do our best to reach all of our 20,000 students. Our students count on us, each and every one of us, to help build the foundation that they need to make their way into their futures. Leading this district and that effort is not just a job for me, it's my passion. It's also my mission. We are all here today because of our education of both our teachers and schools, and most importantly, our families. I'm fortunate to have the people who are most important to me with me today. My brother and my parents, if they could please stand up, they are here tonight. I would just like it to make it clear that they mean the world to me, and the love that they have exhibited to me is the exact love that I plan to exhibit to the students of District 300. She always loved me from the beginning. Again, it is a true honor to be selected and lead this district. I'm here for everyone: teachers, support staff, the Board of Education, and the community members. But most importantly, we are here together as a team to support the students of our district. Thank you.
Mom and Dad, we are very proud of your daughter, and we are very proud to have her as our next superintendent. Thank you very much. There's no one who signed up for public participation. May I have a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, 2(1) with no action to follow.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Scarpino,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Stevens,
Aye.
Thomas, Zettler.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.